We all learned about photosynthesis back in school, right? Sunlight, water, CO2. It's like biology 101. It's the engine that powers life on our planet. But what if it's more than just biology? What if that process we all memorized is actually a visible blueprint for how the entire universe, and maybe even our own consciousness, is designed to work? Today, we're diving into a framework that suggests there's a cosmic law hidden in plain sight, right inside every single green leaf. All right, let's jump in. Here's the game plan for today. We're going to start with the blueprint itself. Then we'll look at the two equations, the scientific and the spiritual, that drive this whole idea. We'll explore this fundamental choice between creating and destroying, then see how it all applies directly to you, and finally, we'll zoom out and ask what this all says about the kind of universe we're living in. Okay, so first things first, let's start with one of the most incredible and, frankly, elegant processes on Earth. It's a simple formula that takes sunlight, water, and what we literally breathe out as waste and turns it into the energy that fuels almost all life. And there it is, the classic equation. You've got carbon dioxide, water, and light on one side, and on the other, you get glucose, sugar for energy, and the very oxygen we need to breathe. It's simple, it's beautiful, and it's life-giving. But the source material we're looking at today sees this and asks a much, much bigger question. This right here, this is the heart of it all. The central claim we're exploring is that photosynthesis isn't just some random evolutionary quirk. No, the idea is that it's tangible, visible proof that our universe is fundamentally designed to create order out of disorder. It's a system built to turn chaos into life. So how in the world do you get from a biological process to a metaphysical one? Well, this framework does it by taking that scientific equation, piece by piece, and mapping it onto a spiritual equivalent, one that the source calls Qur'anic physics. Now, this is where it gets really interesting. This table is the core of the whole idea. It's a direct one-to-one mapping that basically creates what you could call a photosynthetic equation of the soul. Every single part of the scientific process on the left is said to have a spiritual counterpart on the right. Now, to really get this, we need to quickly define a few of these key terms. Okay, so first up, the CO2, the waste product. In this framework, that's mapped to the concept of taghut. Think of this as the input of chaos, all the confusion, the ego, the noise, and spiritual junk of the world that needs to be processed and transformed. Next, the energy source, the light. This isn't just about photons from our sun. In this model, light represents the arm, the divine command itself. It's that initial creative impulse that brings order and existence out of nothingness. So, where does this conversion actually happen? In a plant, it's the chlorophyll. In this spiritual equation, it's the qalb, or the heart. It's seen as the spiritual processor, the place that has to be aligned just right to catch that light and use it to transform the chaotic input. And finally, what comes out of the whole process? Oxygen, the thing that gives life to others. Well, that's mapped to the ruh, or the spirit. This is what you give back to the world. It's a pure, sustaining force that was created by transforming waste into something life-giving. You see, this equation isn't just describing some passive process. It's actually revealing a fundamental choice. It shows us a force that is actively pushing back against the way the universe naturally wants to go. So here's a really crucial point. Entropy. It's basically the law of the universe that says things fall apart, they break down, they get more disordered over time. But photosynthesis? It does the exact opposite. It takes simple, disordered things and builds them into complex, ordered, living structures. It is a force of negentropy. It literally creates order. And this presents us with this incredibly powerful choice, this fundamental duality. Are you the tree, the one that patiently stands still, submits, and stores light to create something solid and lasting? Or are you the fire, the thing that just consumes form in a flash of energy, creating chaos and leaving nothing but ash behind? One creates, the other destroys. And check this out. The source material points to this verse to show how deeply connected these two things are. The idea is that the potential for that destructive fire is actually held inside the living green tree. A tree spends years capturing and storing sunlight. It's only when that structure is broken down, when it dies or is burned, that all that stored light is released as heat and flame. It's just brilliant. Okay, so this is all really cool on a cosmic scale. But what does it mean for us, for you and me? Well, this is where the framework really comes down to a personal level and becomes a kind of guide for how to function. The proposal here is that our purpose is to act like a leaf. Simple as that. We live in a world that is just full of teghut, that spiritual CO2 of noise, confusion, ego, and chaos. And our job, our function, is to take all that stuff in and actively convert it into something ordered, structured, and life-giving. And it's broken down into 4 pretty clear, actionable steps. First, you absorb that light, that divine command. Then, you use mercy as the medium, the water, for the process. Then comes the hard part. You convert the carbon of your own lower self, your ego, your pride. And if you do that, you produce the fruit of righteousness, something of value for the world.
All right, so let's zoom back out one last time. If this process is really a universal blueprint, what does that tell us about the ultimate nature of reality itself? What's the big takeaway here?
The source material offers this really beautiful interpretation of this verse. It suggests that a tree's prostration, its act of submission, isn't about physically bowing down. Its prostration is its function. It's the act of quietly, humbly, and constantly photosynthesizing, turning that invisible divine command into visible, life-sustaining form. So the final big idea is this. Reality isn't random. It's not a chaotic accident. It's a purpose-driven system, an engine designed specifically to generate order and meaning. And that everyday process of photosynthesis that we see all around us, that's our most direct, observable proof of this cosmic engine at work. And all of this leaves us with one final provocative thought. It's a question that sort of reframes our entire existence as the answer to a profound cosmic problem.
And that's really the ultimate proposition, isn't it? That our reality, this entire universe, where timeless truths meet our fleeting experiences, and it's all filtered through our ability to choose, is the perfect system for meaning to emerge. It's a universe that isn't just designed to exist, but to create, a kind of cosmic photosynthesis happening all around us and right inside of us all the time.